Hey everybody, welcome to my Suburban Oasis. My name is Soleil and I garden in a zone 6A in mid-Michigan. And today we're going to do just a teeny tiny bit out in the yard. Thank you to those of you who watched my last video. My husband and son took some time to go to one of my favorite local nurseries and show you what they had in stock right now, which is very beautiful this time of year. And I hope you enjoyed that video. I haven't been feeling that great, so they thought they would put out a little content for you, and I think they did a great job. And I just want to say thank you to all of you in the comments of that video. You were certainly very kind and very comforting in terms of wishing me the best and wishing me in getting better. So today I thought I'd talk a little bit about the healing power of the garden, and I thought we would do just a little bit of work together in the garden that kind of will help me feel a bit better also. I think it will help me heal faster. One of the things that science has actually shown is that being around things that are green and being in nature really does help to stimulate the immune system. They actually did studies on people who were in hospitals. They talked about how individuals who were in rooms with windows or no windows healed differently. And those with windows that faced bricked buildings or that didn't have windows took much longer to heal than those who were in hospital rooms had open windows and a view of something green like a tree or some shrubbery or just something that was natural to look at and was alive. So it just goes to show how wonderful the outdoors can be for our mental health, for our general health, and our overall well-being. I know I spend a lot of time in the garden when I'm feeling great, but even when I'm not feeling great, I tend to come out and be drawn into the garden because it's a place that nurtures my soul and helps feed me to become better. So today, what I want to do is take a look at this little area that we have. And because I'm kind of low energy, we're not going to get a ton of things done. But it's not necessary this time of year. It's actually about 50 degrees out here, which is really odd for this time of year here in Michigan. And so I thought I would take advantage of it to do just a little bit more garden cleanup that I might not otherwise have had a chance to do. So let's take a quick look at the area that we're going to be working in, and I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do. So the sun is shining brightly and it sure is a wonderful day. I can hear all of the birds being out and about, and they're definitely enjoying having some time to just come and forage. Now in this garden bed, I don't know if you'll recall, but we have some mums that got really big, so they're growing from within, and they've actually stretched almost all the way across this entire garden bed. And I could just leave these over the winter, but it's really not necessary. They're in kind of a protected space because they are underneath of this rose bush and behind this spirea. And so I'm going to clean them up. We're going to kind of come through and get any of the little mums that might be in this garden bed. And then in addition to that, I'm going to come through, and we're not going to do it in all of the beds, but it is something I could do this time of year if I wanted to, and that is to clean up the sticks from the alliums, and those are from the Millennium alliums that you'll just see that kind of straw colored stem that is very strong and standing up, and you'll see that those are all over here on this side of the garden bed. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the hydrangea blooms off of this hydrangea. This is the berry white hydrangea, and these blooms will again accumulate ice and snow on them and may actually break some branches during the winter, so we don't want that to happen. So we're going to take those off today. And then finally, if there's anything else that I see, such as like this green tape that's kind of been holding the plant more upright, I'm going to take that off as well. So just a general tidy up in this garden bed. All right, well, let's get started. All right, I'm just going to find my way in to this gently here. I'm probably going to trim this rose bush back just slightly as well because it is very tall. And all I'm going to do with these mums is just clip them all the way back to the ground. They smell so good when you're tidying up mums. I love their scent. And you'll see down at the base there'll be some bright green new growth probably happening this time of year, but that will really in general stay quite dormant until next spring. So we shouldn't see too much major growth. We do have a little bit of spent foliage back here from a lily, so I'll grab that while I'm back here also. And then right in front, this is that Millennium Allium. And because these are pretty dry, I should be able to just pull most of them out without doing any damage to the plant. And then there's some back over here as well. Okay, I think that's all I need to be able to reach from inside here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the heads of these hydrangeas off, and I'm not really going to prune for shape or size or anything like that. I'm just making sure that I get the mop heads off, and I'm probably going to take it back to kind of a fairly, I don't know, what would you call it, a overall even height here. So, and if I wanted to use these for some decor around the yard, I could do that. But I do have a lot of these that I actually cut off earlier this year that I plan to use. And when I will actually do the pruning on these hydrangeas for size and shape, that will actually be more like late winter, very early spring. So again, just kind of taking it back. If there are any dead or like crossing branches or something weird, then I might take those off as well. It's not going to make the bush suddenly come alive or anything. Now I'm just clipping back the mums and alliums that are along the front edge of the border here before I finish up the hydrangea, just because they're kind of sticking all over the place. That'll give us a little bit better access in to be able to get at those hydrangea blooms. The sunshine is doing me worlds of good right now, you guys. I hope some of you are getting some of this glorious weather near you. I'm also going to prune these lilacs. These are Little Kim lilacs, and I've had them for about 3 years. So I anticipate next year they're going to put on quite a bit of growth, but I'm going to trim these up similar to the hydrangeas, which will be in like late winter to early spring. Okay, I'm going to take this top off of this rose bush because it may get a bit top heavy in the winter, so I'm just going to trim it back. There we go. That's nice. That'll give it plenty of room to breathe. And now we can get in at these hydrangea blooms a little bit better. And even right now, if you didn't want to, you wouldn't have to worry about like trimming above a node or anything like that. But I just always do. It's just a habit to look for a node and make sure that I'm trimming above one. You'll see there's lots of spindly little branches on this hydrangea. And those are the type of branches that I will prune for later on when we come through. Make sure we don't have any like crossing branches or tiny branches, because they really don't produce very good blooms. All right. Now we'll just clip this tape. I call it tape. It's just like a green stretchy tape. It doesn't have any stickiness to it at all, but it's a nice tie. And it helps to support the branches when they have such giant bloom heads on them. And it's the middle of the summer and it's rained, and those blooms just, will weigh down. So perfect. This looks great. Now I do need to get at this allium that's right here behind me as well. I just need to clean along this border where the alliums were. And there's also some lilies, daylilies, that are planted in this area that have some dead leaves on them as well that I want to get rid of. But this will allow some of this lily turf, which is this variegated plant that you see up front here, to look a little prettier because it is semi-evergreen. Alright, just a few more along the edge here. And it's always surprising to me what a little bit of cleanup can do. Again, not just to make the garden look good, but to make your soul and your health feel good too. A couple last things I'm going to get over here include Nebeta. So I have a couple of catmint over here that look like they're kind of a little bit messy also. So we'll take care of those real quick. There we go. That looks better. We have just one last one here, and I see this random spirea branch that's kind of sticking out, so I'm going to clean that up also. Well, that accomplishes what I wanted to get done today. I know it looks quite a bit more empty, but I'm definitely glad to have gotten it done. It looks quite a bit more tidy, and the liriope at the edges of the border looks so cute, doesn't it? You can now just kind of enjoy the variegated foliage on that. And under these two cloches is where I have planted my hydrangeas. So I have my Incredible Blush, and the other one that I have in here, I don't know why I didn't write, oh, it's the Mauvette, the mini Mauvette. So, so far the markers that I've been using on these have been working really well and have been holding up to the weather. So hopefully they will last this winter as well. I'm really trying them out this winter, and we'll let you know in the springtime whether I feel like they've done a good job. But so far so good. And you can see this bed looks just a whole bunch more tidy, and when things start to come out in the spring, I won't have as much work to do in this area. Well, thanks everybody for joining me today for this little video to talk a little bit about the healing power of the garden and how well it can work for you. And it's definitely given me a little bit more rejuvenation today. So I look forward to seeing you guys soon, and I hope you guys are, like I said, getting this kind of weather your way, because it sure does feel good. All right, well, we'll see you next time. Till then, happy holidays. Bye.